How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Transformers review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the leader of the Predator team, Skyquake. Now, Skyquake originally came out in 1992. He was a European, Canadian, Australian exclusive, yet he was also, I believe, released by Takara, along with Thunderclash and the Motivators. Unfortunately, though, we never did get him here in the United States. This mold was released later on in 1996 in the Machine Wars line, which was a KB Toy Store exclusive, redecoed and renamed as Starscream, and then the mold was reused again in the Universe line as King Atlas. But those two later releases, the molds were actually tweaked, and they don't fully have the gimmick that the original here has, which I'll go over here in a second. But as far as his jet mode, or his bomber mode, really cool looking. Really do like the coloring. I love the size of it. It's exactly what you'd want as far as being a leader of a squadron to be. Very imposing. Just fantastic. You got the nice little neon yellowish green translucent plastic there for the windows. You got the nice stickers. You do have retractable landing gears. Do love that Decepticon symbol there. The coloring just goes really nicely. I've always been a fan of the latter G1 into G2 color schemes. But as far as his accessory pieces, he does come with 15 of these missile bombs. And unlike Stalker, he does have the appropriate amount. So each spot that needs one actually gets one. And you do get an extra one for his gun, which is an exact replica of what we get with the other Predator members. And usually I wouldn't showcase this, but why not? I'll do it here. And my motto has always been the same, like I said in my Stalker video. Gold plastic plus spring don't lead to good things, but this is how the gun works. You load it in there, and then you have this little piece right here, which is going to activate the firing mechanism. And hopefully it doesn't explode. And there you go. And it's a pretty powerful spring. I mean, it's what we got with the Turbo Masters. But, all right. Now let's take a look at some comparisons, then I'll get into the gimmicks here. I don't have the BotCon version of Skyquake, but here's the Transformers Prime. See those guys next to each other, and then bring in Machine Wars Starscream. And the coloring for Starscream is nice. As far as being realistic, I do like that. And such. But if you're like me, who got this guy back in 96, one of the gimmicks is the whole bombing feature. But with Skyquake, you can actually look in the visor here on the back, which is the bane of this mold. As you can see, it's all gold plastic, which really is horrible. Thank you, Hasbro. You lift that piece up, and then there's a mirror inside there, so you can kind of, my camera's not focusing, but you can kind of see me wiggling my hands underneath there. You can actually see what you're bombing, and all you do is just rotate the gray bits on each side of the wing, and you can drop your bombs there. And unfortunately, with this version, you can drop your bombs, but there is no mirror inside there. They totally omitted all of that, which I understand getting rid of the spring-loaded weapon just because of the small missiles, but the mirror, I mean, okay, doesn't make sense, but whatever. And then the other gimmick that you utilize the Mega Visor for is that you can attach the 4 smaller planes onto, just like I stated in the Stalker video. You can attach Snare, Falcon, Talon, or Skydive right here. And then you can see a picture of the Turbo Masters in vehicle mode, robot mode, or battle scene or something to that nature. But again, as you can see, this is all gold plastic, and the place where you actually snap them onto is very, very thin, and you run the risk of just breaking this completely. And as you can see, it goes right into this hinge for this piece. And yeah, it's really unfortunate that Hasbro went with this plastic. I'm sure they didn't know at the time, which is fine, but it's a gimmick that you can't utilize. You have to have Stalker, unless you feel that I'm not going to break it or I'm really good with super glue. Who knows? But it's just unfortunate. Now, he does have two pictures, and Stalker had the picture of Rotor Storm in his vehicle mode. Well, Skyquake here has a picture of Rotor Storm in his robot mode. And he also has another picture, which you have to have him in robot mode to actually see, but it is a picture of Hyperdrive, which is the true leader of the Turbo Masters. But flipping this piece all the way down, there is Rotor Storm. So you can kind of see there, and you can see the target on him in a nice little sight. So there's that. All right, let's take a look at Skyquake in his robot mode. All right, here is Skyquake all transformed in robot mode, and if you want to see the transformation, you can go check out my Machine Wars Starscream video. The transformation is the exact same. It's really simple. But with this guy, obviously, you got to be very careful with the back piece because it's gold plastic again. Because you have this tab, you have this swinging hinge right there, and you have to plug it in onto the back, as you can kind of see there. And then you have to rotate the tail fins down. It's just a mess if you're not careful with it. And as you can see, it should be very back heavy, but thankfully these heel spurs are really tight and really prevent it from falling backwards. But Skyquake here, really nice looking robot mode. Really do like the head sculpt. I do like the, let's adjust my camera really quickly here. The light piping, as you can kind of see there. There you go. Really nice. On the back, you have this other little feature for the light piping. You can flip that up, and it reveals these kind of translucent neon panels. And if I had a light behind me, it would actually shine through in the chest and like in certain areas, kind of giving him a more menacing look, I guess. As far as articulation, it's all in his arms. They can rotate all the way up, but they can't go 360 degrees around just because, as you can see, it's hindered by the back piece. And nothing in the head, nothing in the waist. Legs are connected together, so you can't really do anything with them. I mean, I guess you can do that if you want. Your typical G1 brick right there. Now, he does have that extra picture that I mentioned before, so you get to actually see, instead of Rotor Storm now, you get to see the actual leader of the Turbo Masters, which is Hyperdrive. And all you do for that is come to the back here. You're going to swing this little clear lever all the way down, flip that up, and then we should be able to see Hyperdrive there. And Hyperdrive looks essentially like Star Convoy, in my opinion. There you go. That's as clear as I can get my camera, but there's Hyperdrive. And unfortunately, we never got this figure in toy form. Maybe someday a third-party company would give it to us, or FunPub will release it as a club exclusive or BotCon exclusive. But all right, let's take a look at some comparisons now. Up first, bring back Machine Wars Starscream. See those two guys next to each other. Someday maybe I'll pick up the Universe King Atlas, but we'll see. And then here is the Voyager class Transformers Prime Skyquake, which I still like this mold. And here is the, I guess, Commander-in-Chief Thunderclash of the Turbo Masters, and their size comparison reminds me a lot of G2 Optimus and G2 Megatron. But still, hopefully someday we'll get an actual Hyperdrive. Something a little more current, here he is next to Combiner Wars Superion. And I would say he's equivalent to a leader class figure, at least to today's standard. Maybe I'm a tad bit bigger. I should have compared him to like Megatron or Jetfire or something, but oh well. And then lastly, there's Stalker again. And, you know, you throw in like clinch. And even though the colors are kind of off, if it was just a tad bit brighter, I really think that the Transformers Collectors Club Piranacon fits in really well with these guys. But, alright. Get these guys out of the way. So, final thoughts on Skyquake, I do like him. Do I recommend him? He's probably not for everyone just because of the fact that he's got the gold plastic issue and he can be a little expensive on top of that. But I think he's a really cool, large figure. And if you can find one from really cheap that's not busted, definitely worth picking up, I think. But other than that, not too bad. Again, he does come with the 15 missiles. He does have his weapon. And that's it to make him complete. So, all right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I really do appreciate it. Stay tuned for more. Take care, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye.